goddamn movie.
Hello, and we're a little late on this, but we're going to review Mockingjay, Part 1.
It should have just been Mockingjay.
It should have just been Mockingjay. This movie is directed by Francis Lawrence, who directed Catching Fire. It stars Jennifer Lawrence.
Josh Hutcherson.
Yes.
Liam Hemsworth.
Just go on.
Woody Harrelson.
Do it.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Julianne
Moore, damn it.
Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland.
Yep. It came out November 21st of this year, and it is 2 hours and 3 minutes long.
And it felt like
17 hours and 2 minutes long.
exactly 17 hours and 2 minutes long.
Yes. So let's go into the plot real quick, really fast and easy.
Take it over.
So, District 13 has captured Katniss Everdeen and is using her as a propaganda tool. And at the same time, the Capitol has Peter Millark and is like, hey, dude, we're going to abuse the shit out of you so you are our propaganda tool. Mm-hmm. So that you get this like stark contrast between like propaganda of a chosen nature and propaganda that is forced.
Yeah.
And you could correlate that to Nazi Germany.
Although
versus
I was going to say
America.
the propaganda, that like the strategies, like the marketing strategies
really
that they
cool.
use is really interesting.
Yeah, and how that developed. It was like the only story arc of this damn movie, though. Like this movie doesn't have a lot going on. But let's go into pros first.
Yeah. Okay, Jennifer Lawrence.
She was good.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job.
Overall, I would say all the performances of this movie are solid.
Yes. The best performance in this movie to me was Julianne Moore's performance.
I agree.
As Coin. She was good.
I mean, you always have to love Effie Trinket too.
Oh God, Effie. Prison Elf Effie was awesome.
She was so funny.
She was so good. Like it was comedic good, you know? It's like that gold. It's like she found her inner Effie and was like, boom.
It's also good to see her in another setting because she's not in the book at all. Like, so seeing her there doing her thing, she just fit.
She did. She didn't fit.
But she fit in her character.
Yes. Yeah.
We also have Woody Harrelson back. He does a great job. Yeah. Philip Seymour Hoffman does a great job. Yeah. But overall, I mean, the performances are really good.
I thought Josh Hutcherson was really good.
Oh yeah, he's really came into his own. Cause
he did.
In the first one, I didn't really like it. This movie's also pretty well directed, I would say. Yeah. Like it has the same grain that he had with the second movie, with Catching Fire.
It's a little more darker, a little bit more on the dark side.
It felt darker.
I think he changed his attitude with the film. Not like a bad attitude or anything, but like he changed the way he was maybe filming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The tone was different. You could still tell it was a little bit of Francis Lawrence there. I mean, because obviously he directed it, but it was just a difference. There's a contrast to the two movies.
So moving on to cons, Francis Lawrence does a good job, but the material is not there. It's gone.
It's very flat. It's entertaining. I think I was entertained most of the time. Sometimes it was a little bit overacting, some it was underacting. Some shots were kind of longer than they needed to be.
I honestly thought this movie was a total and utter mess. Honestly.
You think so?
Just because it had, like, for instance, it's good to compare this movie to Harry Potter Book 7. How they split that movie up into two. In the first part, which is really well to relate to this first part, they had stuff to do throughout the movie.
Yeah.
This movie, Katniss had one event that she went to and left, and that's it.
That's what I would have rather have had, is just finish it all in just to this one Mockingjay movie. Mm-hmm. That would have been good. And I was telling him when we saw the movie, it felt like they filmed it all as one movie, cut it in half and said, here you go.
Yeah, and it's really sucks, especially with Julianne Moore, because she's really this prominent character, and she's the only one that has an arc in this whole movie, and she's always in the background. Katniss, this is like, hey, I'll join propaganda, just fill out my criteria.
Yeah. And
that's basically it, She has the same note throughout the movie, which is kind of sad, dealing with shit, and sad.
And that's what I kind of felt with this movie, is that everyone kind of changed.
Yeah, very slightly, though.
Yeah, And that's the thing, though. I came in knowing this movie, not reading this book, and I knew that the games were over. And so I knew that this movie was not going to be as action-packed, you know what I mean? And it's not going to have the feel of the first two Hunger Games. So I went in knowing, but I still kind of left like I needed more action, more.
There needed to be a form of resolution to an extent. Like, even with the Hobbit movies that are split up into three movies, there's some kind of character arc that resolves by the end of each movie.
Yeah.
Like, even if they had to, like, change the book up, there was something that was logical. This movie was just like, and, you know, there's no resolution, just deal with it. You have to wait a year to see the second one. You're all going to see it, just give us fucking money, so deal with it. That's what happened.
And that leads me to my final point of the night. Mockingjay Part 1 did fall a little flat for me. It was entertaining, sure. It moved the story along, sure. I got to watch Jennifer Lawrence again. She's good.
She's so good.
She's good. But I know, and I hope to God I'm not wrong, that Part 2 is going to be so much better.
I think Part 2, we are looking forward to a really good movie.
Yeah, I think Part 2 is going to be fantastic. It's going to blow my mind.
So let's rate this up.
Let's do it.
Da da da.
I'll go first, because fuck it.
Yes.
I'm going to rate this movie 3 out of 5 pitas. It felt a little flat for me. It did, and I'm sorry, fans. I know a lot of people like this. Mm-hmm. My nieces, I went to New Mexico for Thanksgiving, and my nieces saw it, and they were telling me that they loved this movie. They loved it, loved it, loved it. And I was just like, why do you love it? And they were like, well, because it had Katniss, and it was Hunger Games.
Don't get me wrong, though. I love that Katniss is this new female character lead.
And thank God
is somebody to look up to that has moral character. It's not like fucking Mickey Minaj. I'm going to go 2.5 Mockingjay pins out of 5.
Really?
I did not like this movie. I don't even know when this whole quadrilogy comes out, like, that I'm going to even watch this movie anymore. It's so boring, and there's nothing going on.
It's kind of one that you just be like, you're going to watch the first one. The first one, I like the first one. Second one, I like that one too. This one, you can probably just skip to the second one when the whole box set comes out.
And it's stupid that we have to wait till next November to watch the second part when summer is right around the corner and you got Avengers, Terminator, Jurassic World, and
I really
Fantastic
think that
Four.
if this movie did come out in the summer, it would definitely hold this own. I think Part 2 is going to be good. I think it's going to be real good.
So, that'll do us for today. Subscribe up here, comment down below, give us a thumbs up, and follow us on anywhere you want to go.com.
Just not in real life, because that'd be weird.